Diese Sendung wird Ihnen präsentiert von Speep. Ihr Partner für günstige Telefongespräche weltweit.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Sendung von AhornTV. Ja, wir haben hier sonnigstes Wetter im November in Vancouver. Das ist schon recht selten. Ich hatte eigentlich Regen erwartet. Und deswegen haben wir uns auch diesen Platz ausgewählt, nämlich den Victory Square in Vancouver. Und hier fanden ja letzte Woche die Feierlichkeiten zum Remembrance Day statt. Und Remembrance Day, ich würde mal sagen, für unsere Zuschauer in Deutschland, das ist so etwas Ähnliches wie Volkstrauertag, aber da geht es eigentlich hauptsächlich um das Militärpersonal, das in den Kriegen umgekommen ist. Und aber jetzt gibt es noch was Erfreuliches. 2 Blocks von hier weiter, das ist weiter nördlich, weiter südlich, ist der Weihnachtsmarkt, nämlich der Vancouver Christmas Market. Und der beginnt in Kürze, in einer Woche genauer gesagt, am 24. November. Und dort gibt es ja alle möglichen Köstlichkeiten. Ich glaube, ich brauche die gar nicht so richtig aufzuzählen, aber ich sage einfach nur mal Glühwein. Ja? Stichwort Glühwein, da muss es jetzt bei allen klingeln. Und da könnt ihr uns auch wieder antreffen, wie jedes Jahr. Aber jetzt erstmal hier die Themen dieser Woche.
Vienna is famous, of course, for lots of culture, music, and a wonderful lifestyle, I have to say. And currently we're looking forward to the winter season, which is a time where Christmas markets are all over the place. So during Advent you can find Christmas markets on every corner pretty much in Vienna. And the Christmas markets are very charming, very traditional. People enjoy the mulled wines, punch, and great foods in the streets. And it's a wonderful place to meet the Viennese. And people go there every day, pretty much after work. So it's a time where you can meet the locals in the city and in the streets of Vienna very much. And once the Christmas markets are over, it's the beautiful ball season that's happening in Vienna. On Christmas Eve, we start with the Grand Ball at the Imperial Palace, the Hofburg Palace. And for January and February until like Mardi Gras, we celebrate and we go to balls pretty much every week. There is a big ball, and so whenever you come to visit in January and February, there's always a possibility to go out and dance. And the balls usually happen at one of our great venues, so either the Palace, the Imperial Palace, or City Hall maybe, also the Konzerthaus or the Musikverein, and of course the most famous ball, the Vienna State Opera Ball, which happens at the Opera House itself. Yeah, it's part of the game to dress up appropriately, so you rent either, or you have it, a tux or even a tail, and as a woman you would wear one of those really beautiful long ball gowns. If you don't have one, as I said, you can rent them out in Vienna, and they will be fixed according to your size. And a ball usually takes place, of course, in the evening. So people go to an early dinner to get ready for the ball, and all dressed up already with their hair done. The ladies usually have the dancing shoes in a little bag and bring it to the ball. And the official opening of a ball is usually at 9:30 or 10 p.m. when everybody's gathering in the grand hall of the ball venue. And you have this wonderful opening with ladies dressed in white and the man dressed in black, and they do a wonderful polonaise to open the ball, and then you just dance the night away. And a ball in Vienna is not to be confused with a dinner dance. that you might know, it is really something happening where you only dance. So there's no dinner involved, you just go to the bar for snacks, for a drink, and otherwise you just wander around through different halls, different orchestras, different music playing, and you dance until like 5 in the morning. So this is happening in the cold months, and when you visit in the warmer months, there's also another ball, there's the Spanish Riding School. So the Spanish Riding School transforms into a grand ballroom when the horses go on a vacation in the end of June or the beginning of July. And other than that, of course, plenty of museums and plenty of art to see in Vienna. The Museum of Fine Arts, for example, has the largest collection of Bruegels, with the famous Peasant's Wedding, for example, and you can see great collections from the Habsburg that they have collected over 600 years in the museum. And we're looking forward to the reopening of the Kunstkammer in February of 2013. Kunstkammer is a great collection of different objects, precious objects like scientific instruments, little statuettes, it could be paintings, it could be anything special and collectible. And this reopening will be a major event at this Museum of Fine Arts in February 2013. And another wonderful occasion to come and visit Vienna would be the opening of the Vienna Boys Choir Concert Hall, which happens already in December. And from January on, you can see concerts of the Vienna Boys Choir and children's operas, for example, at this new venue, which is located in Vienna's 2nd district, in the Augarten Park, which is a Baroque garden. It's off the beaten track, so it's a quite interesting space for visitors to see in Vienna, since they might not know this area of the city. Trains are very easy to take, so we have a good network of railways and trains in Austria, several stations, with the new big main station opening soon. And if you want to rent a car, of course there's possibilities, but I'd rather prefer going by public transportation since it's very efficient, it's not expensive, and it takes you pretty much wherever you want to go. Also within Vienna you can travel by public transportation easily. There are trams everywhere, buses of course, and the subway, which gets you around easily in the city. And public transportation is also quite cheap. There is different options. For example, if you're a visitor to the city, you can get a so-called Vienna card, which was ranked first place in a recent survey of lots of city cards in Europe. And you can get 3 days or 72 hours of public transportation, plus discounts in some 200 outlets throughout the city in shops or museums and restaurants. So this would be a perfect option to combine public transport and discounts. Of course, there's always something to do when it comes to eating in the city. So I highly recommend you go to one of our great restaurants. The Viennese cuisine is quite famous around the world. It's the only cuisine from what we know which is named after a city rather than a country. And the Viennese cuisine is famed, for example, for the schnitzel, which you know, of course, the breaded envelope. And Tafelspitz is another beautiful dish. It's a whole adventure to eat it because it comes with a wide array of side dishes. It is served with in a casserole. It comes with a bouillon. It comes with great things to do in the bouillon before you eat it. So it's a really nice treat to eat that. And we have a wonderful new spot for enjoying schnitzel, the original Viennese veal schnitzel, which is a restaurant called Blachutter's Gasthaus zur Oper. And the Blachutter family is usually famed for its Tafelspitz, the braised beef, which I mentioned before, with all the kinds of side dishes. But this time they made a restaurant which focuses on the schnitzel, and make sure you are hungry because the portions are huge. You get 2 big pieces of schnitzel, and it comes with a potato salad, and it's a really treat. It's really a treat. And when you're done eating schnitzel and all kinds of meat dishes, make sure to go in one of our traditional coffee houses. They're also scattered around the city. And the coffee house is a beautiful place to hang out and again meet the locals, since the coffee house is a place where all generations meet. I think this is quite unique since you will have students, you will have pensioners, retired people sitting there and having their chat over coffee. You will see politicians going to a coffee house, you can see business people having meetings there, and of course tourists gathering with all kinds of other people. And the special thing about a coffee house is that you can order just one single cup of coffee, and the waiter won't chase you away. So you could spend, if you wanted, the whole day in the coffee house reading all kinds of papers, because at the coffee house the literature is waiting for you. And you can rank coffee houses according to the amount of newspapers and magazines they offer, and so the big newspapers and the big magazines will wait for you there.
My name is Jim Rosser. I'm the Vice President of the Retail Group here in Vancouver. I'd like to welcome everybody this morning. Thank you very much for coming out, and thank God the weather is holding off for the next couple hours.
So, Mr. Rossiter, are you excited? This will be your house soon in 2014. What do you do till then?
Well, we continue to sell cars. The business has grown quite substantially here in Vancouver for us, and from a corporate retail perspective, we're kind of on the end of the CI upgrades for Mercedes-Benz Canada. So it's a very exciting time. We actually have two projects that are kind of working in unison right now, and we see such a tremendous market opportunity here in Vancouver that our friends in Germany have decided that we're going to make some major investments here in Vancouver to sustain the growth for the future. So we're very, very excited about the opportunities. So I can't wait to get into the buildings, but we can see our business almost doubling over the next 5 to 6 years here in Vancouver. And it's been a long time overdue, but we're, all the staff can now see it.
What kind of model do you drive yourself, Mercedes?
Well, I have a family, so I tend to drive some of the SUVs a lot of the times, and we just introduced the new 2013 GL, and I'm driving one of those right now, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's such a big difference between the old GL from 2012 and to 2013, and that goes in keeping with the new ML that's come out and the new GLK. The SUVs are fantastic. I'm more of a truck kind of guy, but the product is second to none.
So all we are missing is then a pickup truck from Mercedes.
Well, we have a Sprinter where we have the chassis. We could turn that into a pickup truck. That's the next best thing. But I think the SUVs have done so well for us. We have a hard time filling all the orders. So let's get more capacity on the current model lineup. So.
It's called the groundbreaking of our new facility here at Mercedes-Benz Lougheed, which will substitute our boundary location, where we've just run out of space. We had a location of 2 acres, used to sell 230 cars a year. Now we're selling about 1,000 cars a year out of that location, so we're maxed out. We need more space to grow.
Clientele, the demography of your clientele, where is it about? More Asians or more actually Germans or more Canadians?
It is all across the board, as we see all across Canada. And especially here in Vancouver, yes, obviously we do have a large Asian component, Asian immigrants coming to Vancouver, but we also have a large contingent of Indian immigrants. So basically our clientele structure is the same makeup as Canadian society. The only difference there being maybe the economic possibilities of the different groups, but also there, thanks to our colleagues from financial services, we're able to sell a lot of our cars to even near luxury segments, because we're able to bring the payment into a region where somebody who might have not ever considered a Mercedes all of a sudden looks at it and says, I can actually afford one. Business has been great for us over the last years in Canada. This year we are going to grow our sales by about 10% in Canada. And we could grow it more if we had more product availability. Actually, right before the ceremony of groundbreaking, I was, I don't know if you noticed, on the phone again with our colleagues in Germany in the factories, trying to get more production for us here in Canada. So the demand is there, which is good.
You are also opening a house on Terminal Street.
That's correct. So we have 2 huge stores going up here in Vancouver, because A, we have huge growth potential here in Vancouver, and B, we also have more conquest potential here in Vancouver than in other areas of Canada. You mentioned yourself our dear competitor just across the road here.
Yes.
So we intend not just to grow the business, but hopefully also be able to take away a little bit of his business.
On Terminal, you're right next to another big German car producer.
Yep.
And how come? It looks like an accumulation of car companies in that area.
It just happens to be that way. The reason why that always happens is mainly has to do with the real estate market of what is available in what lot sizes that you need, and at the end of the day, all car manufacturers, we have similar needs when it comes to space and what we're looking for. So we end up going to similar areas, which, by the way, is actually for their customers is convenient, because if they are shopping around for different brands, which hopefully they won't be, but even if they are, they can, with one visit cover various. They have a variety, and they can cover various stores from various brands.
Now, something else, Car2Go.
Yep.
How successful is it running? It started in, where did it start? It started in
North America? It started in Ulm in Germany, and then in Austin, Texas. And we started operations for Car2Go here in Vancouver last year with 250 units, and we now already have 550 units in operation here in Vancouver. Then this year we expanded the operations in Canada to Toronto and Calgary, which have also been very successful. The most successful Car2Go operation of all of them that we have, in the meantime, we also have in Los Angeles and San Diego and other German cities. The most successful Car2Go operation is right here in Vancouver.
No kidding.
It is the most successful. They're getting the most rentals per car. After only a year, they're already profitable. So, and the fastest growing Car2Go operation is also in Canada, in Calgary. Wow. Which was very surprising for us, and also for me personally when I looked at it. But it seems to be that the Car2Go concept also works in a city like Calgary.
You're going to change actually the cars into electric cars, the Car2Go Smarts?
We're going to start bringing in a few electric Smarts here into Vancouver already this year. We just had 2 weeks ago a Smart Dealer Day with all of our Canadian Smart dealers, with also Annette Winkler, who's the head of Smart Worldwide, coming in. And we showed our dealers the new Smart Electric Generation 3 that we call, that we will start marketing in Canada as of beginning of next year. And we have big plans for the Smart Electric in Canada. And yes, as we introduce the vehicle to the market, we will also be migrating it into the Car2Go fleet.
We are here for the announcement of Sam Sullivan, the former mayor of Vancouver, to run for MLA for the Liberals. And this is quite interesting. We know Sam Sullivan already since 2006, when we interviewed him first time as the mayor of Vancouver, carrying the Olympic flag for 2010 Olympics in Vancouver. And let's check it out. Have a look.
Several people encouraged me over the past couple of months to consider provincial politics. I looked at my email trail and I saw my first email. It was a very wonderful, thoughtful email, and I gave a one-word response: no. I got a few more and a few more. Eventually I said, I'd agree to have lunch to talk about it. And they convinced me really that what I was doing wouldn't be an opposition to provincial politics. It could actually be a complement and a progression to it. I've become convinced that provincial politics might not be in opposition to what I've been doing, but in fact could be an extension of what I've been doing so far. One of the mottos of the Global Civic Policy Society is policy without politics. And I certainly love that. Is it possible that we could overcome partisan differences and come together to solve problems and deliver a healthy future for our province? For these reasons, I am announcing today that I will be seeking the nomination for the BC Liberal Party in the riding of Vancouver Falls Creek.
Wir hoffen, euch hat die Sendung gefallen Und jetzt haben wir noch ein Paradoxum für euch gefunden. In dem Hotel nämlich, wo Sam Sullivan seine Kandidatur angekündigt hat, dort gibt es eine sehr schöne Wendeltreppe. Und wir haben festgestellt, ab einem bestimmten Punkt in der Mitte der Wendeltreppe gibt es eine Verengung aus Glas und keiner kann sich richtig erklären, warum die Treppe in der Mitte verengt wurde. Völlig verrückt. Und wir haben halt einen ehemaligen Stadtrat, nämlich den BC Lee, bei dieser Kandidatursankündigung von Sam Sullivan wieder getroffen und wir haben ihn mal gefragt, was das auf sich hat. So this is BC Lee and he's a supporter of Sam Sullivan. And you are also in the city council.
Yes.
Yeah, former city council from Vancouver. So BC, you know what this is?
No, this is the first time I
So
recognize that there's a curve here.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense, right? It makes it tighter.
Is it, and you can get into here.
Yeah, you can't get it. So I thought first it's kind of, for someone to sit there. So the reason is because the stairs here are wider, you see that? And then here the stairs are narrower. So people in the past, they seem to drop because they thought the stairs would stay wide like this.
Yes, and that's very dangerous, and they will have a lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly. Insurance and lawsuit, but that's typical North American.
Yes.
In Europe, they would say if you drop, it's your own mistake.
Yeah, why don't you watch your steps?
Yeah, watch your steps, exactly.
But here they will sue you. If I would put a beautiful bouquet of flower here.
Yeah, exactly. If they would put even something put in there,
and
but they don't.
Even better is that I will have some some people greeting here.
Yeah.
There's not a person.
Yeah.
But like for instance, Obama's picture statue here. So everyone can take pictures with famous people like Sam's picture. Bye.
Ja, also es ist doch wirklich unsinnig, oder? Das ist typisch nordamerikanisch. Also hier spielen ja die großen Vs eine ganz große Rolle, nämlich verklagen und versichert sein. Ja, und deswegen wahrscheinlich diese Verengung in der Treppe. Und deswegen fallen einem im täglichen Leben immer wieder Dinge ein, wo man sich sagt, wieso ist das eigentlich so und nicht anders? In Europa kennen wir es anders. Also wenn euch irgendwelche Unsinnigkeiten des täglichen Lebens auffallen, sagt uns Bescheid, schreibt uns einfach an info@abcofilm.com und wir werden dann darüber berichten. Wir werden dann recherchieren und darüber berichten. Ja, und übrigens, vergesst nicht, folgt uns auf Facebook, Twitter und wir haben natürlich auch unsere eigene Website und dort könnt ihr auf den Donate-Button klicken und uns sponsern. Ja, also dann, wir sehen uns nächste Woche wieder und tschüss.